Hello, we are here for our 51st video. We're officially in our 50s, and I have special guest star, Hannah.
Hello.
She actually comes on a regular basis, but she's always a star. And then I am, as always, Eliza, and we have a bunch of kids' books today. We actually have 3 boxes, but 2 of them are really tiny, so it should be pretty quick. We'll move right along. Great. Do I go first?
Sure. All right, we have Stop, Go, Yes, No, A Story of Opposites. Fun children's book, good style of illustration. Let's see here. And nice, simple words, good for beginning readers. Fun to look at, good images.
I'm glad I got this one. This one is called Lobos, A Wolf Family Returns to the Wild. And I just really love the picture on the cover. And my guess is there are a lot of nice photographs inside. Oh, wow. That's like really nice presentation. And we are reorganizing our kids nonfiction, so this will go in the animals wolves section.
Easy to find. We are, as most places, getting ready for Halloween. How to Scare a Ghost. I
think last month when we started getting Halloween books, it seemed too early to me, but now I'm like, okay, this is legit. It's almost September.
It's pretty fun, though. Lots of sounds going on here. Cute.
Ooh, I'm going to cheat and reach underneath to grab this one. We have a few kids' audiobooks, and this one is Endling the Last, which I actually read the book. I didn't listen to the audiobook, but the book was really good, and I think it would be good on audio. And it's in a world where there's like different other intelligent species besides humans, and the main character is a sort of intelligent dog type creature who walks on his hind legs, and he may, because they're going extinct, he may actually be the last one in his species, which is kind of a dark subject, but the book is really good, and I don't know, I highly recommend it.
The Unicorn Rescue Society books. And so this is another audiobook. It covers books 1 and 2. This is a very fun series that we've been seeing a lot of kids getting into.
Not So Normal Norbert, James Patterson, a popular James Patterson kids book on audio.
Oh, I know why we bought this book. This is Gravity Falls, one of the Disney TV shows. It's called Once Upon a Swine. This was upon the recommendation of my son, who will be very excited to read it. It's very kind of spooky, lots of mysteries to solve, and this is a chapter book, so it's kind of good for those more confident readers.
Okay, woohoo! Box number 2.
Sorry.
Mustafa.
I love this author, actually.
Really? Do you know about this? Marie Louise Gay, and it sounds like it's about a kid who maybe is a refugee from a war-torn country, and then maybe moves to the United States or someplace similar, and sort of has to come to terms with his new home, and also with what happened in his own home. And I don't know, I like this style of illustration.
Yeah, we loved some of her books when my kids were really little. The illustrations were really playful, and we looked at them for a long time. Sounds like the subject would be a good one.
Yeah, even though it seems like a more serious subject, I think that the book looks like very readable and sweet.
I think kids are kind of curious, too. So. Oh, this one looks fun. It's The Rough Patch. I love this. I don't even know what it's about, but Brian Lies is very nice. He actually came to my kids' school. He did the Bats in the Belfry.
Bats in the library?
Bats in the library.
I think you're bats in the belfry.
My belfry is full of bats, let me tell you. So it's a very fun story with lots of appropriate pictures as you're going along. Storytelling would be fun.
Bats in the library was really popular. I'd never heard of it, and suddenly all these people were coming in asking for it, and I was like, wait, I need to figure this out. I need to catch up. Night books. That sounds cool.
Yeah,
and what is it about? Oh, a kid who loves scary stories then sneaks out of his house in the middle of the night and gets trapped by a witch and has to tell her stories every night to survive. It's a retelling of It must be a retelling of Scheherazade, right?
Like 1001 Nights?
Yeah.
That's what it sounds
Seems like it.
Yeah.
But like a kid version and gender swapped and a witch. And so maybe a lot of different things, but a similar concept.
Here, I was just reading about this.
I love that cover.
This is called Willa of the Wood. It is a beautiful cover. And this is by Robert Beatty. Beatty. Do you know how to pronounce it?
Oh, yours sounded good.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's a New York Times bestseller, and this is a new series about a magical world of this girl called Seraphinas, who we have that's the first book we have by this guy. So.
Doom, doom, doom. Uh-oh, we didn't.
Scissors!
We didn't remove the packaging. Okay. It's done.
Almost done. There we go.
Almost done.
Good.
Okay, now we can get the books. And I'll start with these ones because my kids are into them. This is the Stanley series by William B. And they're super well presented, and each one tells a little story about Stanley, who's a hamster, and his friends. In this one, Stanley is a builder, and this one, Stanley has a store, and this one, Stanley has a garage, and everyone ends the same way, which is a way I think that parents might appreciate, which is time for supper, time for bath, and then time for bed. Good night, Stanley. And also my kids, oops, maybe this one doesn't have it. Oh yeah, my kids always really they always have this pages in the front where they show all the things in the book.
Very nice. All right, we have another chapter book here. This is Case Closed, Mystery in the Mansion by Lauren Magaziner. This looks like maybe like 8 to 12-year-olds would be my guess. Yeah, and it's kind of fun. You can see there's like mystery pictures and little clues, and it's also a choose your own adventure, which I don't know if your kids are into these, but they're coming back and there's lots of good ones. My kids have really enjoyed choose your own adventures.
I would totally look at that. Oh, wow.
Fun.
Nobody can have this. This is the new Dog Man. And I don't know why it's here. It should be in the unprocessed order, but oh well, it's here. That's the important thing. And yeah, we are just so excited because we love this series in my house, and I really like it almost as much as my kids. I feel like maybe this sounds like sacrilege, but I think I like it more than Captain Underpants.
I would agree with that, actually.
Yeah. And yeah, just really fun. And it's actually a graphic novel, not a novel. But it's just a really funny story.
Look at that image.
Very
That's
clever.
a really fun, yeah.
Lord of the Fleas. Taking that away.
And here we go, a little competition. We have Captain Underpants here. This is, and the big bad battle of the Bionic Booger Boy, Part 1, the Night of the Nasty Nostril Nuggets.
And Captain Underpants is more like an illustrated novel versus like a graphic.
Right, exactly. So you can kind of see the difference there.
The Dollar Kids by Jennifer Richard Jacobson. Oh, interesting. This looks like it has some illustrated parts too, but maybe not all the way through. Who knows what's going on? One of the characters is a comic book artist. Wow, this sounds really serious for kids, but I guess we've talked about the fact that kids need serious stuff.
Right.
So his friend gets shot in a shooting accident, and he's reeling from his death, and then he finds out about a former mill town giving away homes for just $1, and so he decides to talk his family into trying to live there, but then he and all the other dollar kids, that's why it's all called the Dollar Kids, are trying to live in these homes that are basically falling apart. It's a really interesting premise for a book, because there really are those towns like that are just sort of been...
Is this a historical fiction?
I don't think so. I think it's contemporary. I love the idea of kids coming together and trying to create a community.
Definitely.
Because people think they're too young, but they're really not too young. This is another favorite in my house.
Total favorite in my house, and highly anticipated, the next Ivy and Bean. This is called One Big Happy Family. They do not look happy.
I feel like there's maybe some irony with that.
These are great. If you haven't read them yet, they're chapter books. They're not for the very first few chapter books that kids should read, but they're quickly. Very fun family reads or chapter books for them to begin to read on their own.
Yeah. I'm just saying, my kids are 5 and 7 now, but even when they were 4 and 6, they would sit through an Ivy and Bean chapter book when they wouldn't sit through any other chapter book.
They're delightful.
Yeah. When you find it, you will know. Finding Esme by Suzanne Crawley. And, oh, wow. So this is about a girl who lives in a small Texas town, and her grandmother is a water diviner. Her grandfather has died, and her father is missing, and she turns out that she may be able to find water too, but it sounds like she really wants to find out what happened to her grandfather and also where her father is.
Interesting. I love the cover. It's really beautiful.
And look, it's like she's inside a piece of fruit. So intriguing.
If you've read any chapter books about Humphrey, we have a new one here. This is called Life According to Og the Frog by Betty Burney, author of World According to Humphrey. I'm like, what's happening? So this is, again, a nice chapter book. Really fun.
That seems like one I could possibly bring home.
Yeah. Og the Frog.
Oh, no. Lena's Shoes Are Nervous by Keith Calabrese and Juana Medina. And it's about a girl who is going to her first day of school, and she has a problem that her shoes are nervous.
Great. This is good timing for this story. The Day You Begin by Jacqueline Woodson.
Another first day of school book. And she's actually like a chapter book author, and she's a really beautiful writer.
Yes, and you can kind of see the illustration style here, and that we're talking about kids from different places. This child is from Venezuela. So some nice diversity and beautiful pictures, comforting.
This book is called Good Dog by Corey Dorfeld. And,
Do we have other books by?
I don't know. It looks like there's just very minimal text, but there's telling a story, and the illustrations are really cute.
Yeah, nice. Oops. So we have some more. Don't break the books. Some more picture books here.
Everything left is picture books.
Yes.
3 more after that one.
This one's by Emily Boone. It's called Ella and Monkey at Sea. This definitely looks like a book that I would pick up to
You
read
have to
with
turn
my
around
kids.
to show the back, because the back is so sweet.
Oh, it's so cute. So cute. And again, it's about feeling kind of displaced, moving to new places, but look at those illustrations. Not that we're partial to illustrations.
This one is called A Big Mooncake for Little Star by Grace Lynn, another super popular chapter book author and also picture book author. And it looks kind of like it's like a fairy tale maybe, where she's, I don't know, she's up in the middle of the night. Oh, and she's tasting the mooncake. Her mom made her a mooncake. Oh, I'm intrigued.
It's beautiful.
It looks really, the illustrations are really beautiful.
This one is called Snow Pony and the 7 Miniature Ponies. Which looks
the goofiest. It's so goofy.
I'm going to take it very seriously. It looks like a very serious fairy tale. And you can see the pictures are just adorable. Oh my gosh, look at the little ponies dancing.
They're ridiculous.
Bringing little apples. Okay, this is going to be fun.
Did you really show them? Look at the little ponies. I am not even susceptible to cuteness, but I can't handle
cute.
this. Yeah. Oh my god. Okay. And last, this one is called Neck and Neck. This is another great premise. This is about a giraffe that meets a giraffe balloon and is very upset because the giraffe balloon can go higher than him, like it's taller than him. And not to spoil anything, but then he pops the balloon.
Oh no. Oh, there's a good face.
Yeah. And then the children get really upset, and so he has to do something to make them feel better. He has to get over his own emotions and help others. And that's it. That was the last one.
Last box. Thank you.
Toodaloo.